Now I know. Now I'm grateful for what happened. Was that I say because that's what he had plans for me. And then somewhere in 1999, I decided to get into acting. It wasn't acting. It came straight from here. When I think back, I realized every little character I did stayed back. Yeah, I was the one who did it from the first episode to the last. This was the only actor. I felt I was already running behind them. I was 35 when I started, 24.
To Enlighten with Nehha. Today we have a very, very special guest with us, Nilu Kohli. She's an amazing artist, actor. She's done a lot of movies and the series. And we've recently seen her in Goodbye. That was a concert that I think that's great. Right? So we are all fans. So we can't wait to hear from you about your journey, how it's been, the challenges you've faced, and how you've overcome to inspire our audience.
I don't know where to start actually. It goes back about 24 years.
So,
I have always done theatre since I was a child. But उस वक्त हमेशा थिएटर नहीं हमेशा स्ट्रीट प्लेयर्स जिसको आजकल कहते हैं इट वाज दैट एंड मैं गले के बच्चों को इकट्ठा करके
हाँ,
डायरेक्ट करती थी मम्मी की साड़ी लगा के पर्दा बना देती थी एंड जस्ट काइंड ऑफ
just play it.
play around. Also, I come from my cousin brother has a in Dehradun. He has a group called Jagriti where he does plays and all. He directs plays. But when you know how it is, किसी बच्चे का no चलो भाई. So this is how I have done theatre. So somewhere it became my teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best time to learn.
Exactly. And I never realized that it has shown the state of acting inside.
Nice. How old were you?
I say, what? 6, 7?
Wow.
Child. No, but we didn't know. I'd say about what? 40 years, 50 years back. We weren't evolved.
Yeah.
So जो किया वो ना समझी में किया लेकिन like they say everything is a stepping stone towards learning. So that was my stepping stone towards career which I never thought I would
Never had.
be around. Because I come from a family of educationists and everybody is into education and highly placed in terms of what I and that was what was expected out of me. I was a good student and I would get good marks. So I was doing clinical psychology.
Really?
And I got married before that.
Okay.
You made more. So in 84, after the riots, basically,
Okay.
the 84 riots, we were victims. In the sense, my parents were victims, and uske baad, somebody as educated as my mother, who was kind of handling a school, she was the principal. They got very insecure about me, and they said, "Shadi kar do," because of what all we went through back then, which is what came out when I did Jogi. I felt, yeah. So when I did Jogi, it was like redemption for me. I was giving back to my mother what she went through during the during 84 riots. Yeah, so it was like how you complete an entire circle. And all those people who told me you did a grand job and that it wasn't acting. It came straight from here. because that was what we actually went through.
Wow.
So that's, I don't know what that is, but uh, I'm grateful that I got a chance to bring onto celluloid what most people don't,
Yeah, I'm sure it's like a release for
Yeah, it was a huge, huge emotional
like
Oh, yes, absolutely.
yeah.
And I'm sure my mother also feels it. But somehow, because of those 84 ads in 85, now this happened, it happened in November, so the entire 84 was over.
Yeah.
So 85 was the time when my parents decided to get me married to the first person they probably thought was good enough.
Okay.
I mean,
How old were you?
I wasn't even 20. Okay. So by 20, I was married.
Mm-hmm.
I got married in 86. By the time I was about 20 plus when I got done. And within a year, I became a mother. Typical Indian woman that we all, but I'm glad. I think everything happens for the best now. And now I know. Now I'm grateful for what happened. So I say because that's what he had plans for me. And then somewhere in 1999, I decided to get into acting.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. And yes, after about 15 years. And it happened my daughter was 6 years old.
Wow.
And I had taken her to the dentist.
After.
Yeah, and we had taken her to a pediatric dentist. And there somebody had come from one of these production houses. And they were preparing for a excellent ad for the child, and they brought the child for fillings.
Okay.
And they saw my daughter, and she has some really nice long hair, and she said, "We're doing her shampoo." I asked now it's so hair. I used to have really long hair, but so they said, "Will you allow her to do an ad?" And that's how her journey started. But she just about done about 6, 7 hours, and I realized that it's too much for the child.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, I was not being fair to her. After work, if you are taking a child all the way to famous studio for an audition.
Yeah.
So I stopped. Okay. I stopped, but they started saying, can we speak to Saiba's mother? So that's how Saiba's mother came into being as an actor. Yes. So we're also casting for an for a mother. Would you be interested? And that's how it started. And but when the actual process started, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had just no idea how this.
You came from theater.
Yeah, like years back, and I came from an education field. And this was completely different. But I took to it like fish in water because somewhere I think
You had to.
yeah. And also I realized it was over a period of time that it was my passion.
Wow. How wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. Today, when I look back, I realize that I don't think I could have done anything except acting.
And your work shows like it's so dedicated.
Yes.
It shows up. The fact that you're exclusively only doing it. I love that.
I love to do what I do. I get this eye about creating something.
The process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When I saw
In the
yeah, writing or doing this podcast is like a frustrated, like I'm
Oh, absolutely. When I come back home after a heavy day, a hardworking day, where it's fully packed with work, and people talk about how tired they are. And here I'm in this state of euphoria. And I say, what is tiredness? I am just supercharged. I'm supercharged about how much I have given myself today.
absolutely. I still relate to that.
have that food for thought. When you kind of go back and you realize, okay, this is what I did. I could have done this. I could have done this, and it gives me so much material to kind of introspect. Yeah, about understanding a lot of things.
Yeah.
And honestly, acting has really helped me evolve as a human being.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I think every scene has
Yes.
was that.
It does. Also, what it does to you is it kind of opens up a huge arena, a huge gamut of emotions.
Yes.
So you're kind of living somebody else's emotion, and then you realize there's another dimension to it, something that you do not kind of,
I see.
yes. And that is the stage where I feel, oh my, I did not overstate this character like this, but when you start dwelling in that character, when you start performing that character, and you get so deep that it opens out something in you.
Absolutely. I can imagine. I mean, I haven't been wanting to be an actor. Honestly, when I read, I got this offer with my dad. It's like, you are stunning. So I need it. But I can so relate to what you're saying. I think that's the biggest goal of an actor. You're
Absolutely. Many lives. And then you realize another point of view. A point of view which you never thought there would be.
exactly
No?
the kind of learning.
Oh, it's amazing. And it's first-hand on-field experience. And what is experiencing somebody else's emotion. So, I mean,
Yeah.
acting is a very, very simple, it has a very simple meaning, producing an emotion
Yeah.
as and when required.
Yeah. You said it.
But the process of recreating and reproducing that emotion takes so much out of you as a person.
You're literally giving us hope.
Yes. And if you don't, that means it's not hitting the ass.
Yeah.
That means you're not doing it.
Yeah. It's a must.
I have not really studied, that there are people who go to these institutes and they learn acting and they go and they have so much of formal training.
But I think that can actually have roles.
Probably, I don't know.
When we're talking about this, like now technical conditioning.
Yeah.
How was your
But I think my education was learning on job.
Yeah.
And that has been such a euphoric journey for me.
I mean, I can feel it in your hands.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Like, what was your first project? I mean,
My first project was, for some time I never realized that all I was doing was being a junior, standing in and around the main lead and doing nothing.
that's a,
Yeah. So I'm like, no, this is not what I've done before. So then I told this lady who was coordinating, so I said, I don't want to do this.
yeah, I'm not sure.
So she said, but you have to start like this. So again, like I said, everything is a learning experience. Everything is a process. So that's how I learned.
Yeah.
And then I realized realized that, okay, so this is how it goes. So the first ever memory of my being with a setup was with the senior actor Satyan Kapoor, who's of course no more. I did something on DD National with him, and this is a very hilarious thing. The first scene required me to enter with a glass of water and medicines, and I'm supposed to tell him, बाबूजी दवाई ले लीजिए, एक बार आप घर से बाहर निकल गए तो आपका पता भी नहीं होता आप घर वापस कब आएंगे, खाने का तो पता, ऐसी कुछ लाइनें थी मेरी, and I was supposed to enter in the middle of a conversation.
Okay.
So now when I look back, मेरा एक क्यों था, and my director told me, कि जब ये line खत्म हो जाएगी ना तब आप enter. तो I remember that. So line khatam hui and I entered and I stood there. So this is my line. I said, oh. so then next time when I entered, I entered in the right time and I said my line. So he says, ma'am, you're supposed to get that glass of the medicine to her. So I said, तीनों चीजें एक साथ करनी है तो ऐसे कैसे कर सकते हैं how can you do this it was so much of an effort for me to come on like you stand there say my line give that medicine to him it was a huge job for me and I think I did about 18 days it's not so good. Yeah. And then I think I remember Satyan Kapoor sir sat me down. He said, Suno, he just gave me a few basic things. और वो एक दो लोग हैं जैसे I also mentioned about Vikram Gokhale sir. He also doesn't know that he was a teacher too. They subconscious. These are the people I worked with initially who were good teachers. Wow. Yes, that was my learning. Also, I would sit on the monitor and watch them act. Yeah, that was how I learned. So I would, my makeup man would say, "Ma'am, aap kam sa makeup crack ho jayega." But I was not bothered. So I would want to see how they perform because I felt I was already running behind them. I was 35 when I started, 34. Wow. Yeah. Next people give up a career. Of course you can. Acting is one thing which welcomes you at any age. Yeah, now especially now because already around how many age groups. But yeah. While most people kind of think of giving up a career, the time I thought of starting a career. And it's thanks to this industry that it gave me a standing, it gave me a strong foothold, it gave me financial security. Right. And a lot. I can't thank, and so much in gratitude for being in the film industry. And I think gratitude is what brings you so. I don't know, but that's a part and parcel of my life. I saw and people it on. Well, it's been a beautiful journey so far. Wow. Then you want to go. Look, absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, so that was your first project you started. Yeah. And what were like the milestones after that? You know, it's the character that stayed with you and, you know, some very honestly, when I think back, I realize every character I did stayed back with me. Yeah. Yes. Because everything was a learning experience. Everything taught me. And only because I liked that character was why I took it up. And अगर कहीं मैंने मजबूरी में वो ले भी लिया अगर मुझे नहीं पसंद आया तो भी I work towards creating something that better. And you want soul too. Yeah. So it's like, you know, asking me which part of my body I love. So, so I loved everything. I don't know. This is, I mean, that's okay, but then you will have some papers, right? Like, don't mind this. Jogi was one. Like I told you the reason for Jogi. And another very close was in my initial days. I did Bhavi on Staff Last, which lasted for about 7 years. And it gave the entire show, I think, on the book of world records, the director, lots of the writer and the actor. I was playing this character called Nanda, and yes, it was really, really nice. Yeah. I was the one who did it from the first episode to the last. I was the only actor. No, I wasn't the protagonist. I was the protagonist kept changing, and Nilu Kohli stayed from first episode to last episode. Oh, yes. So, both are then, that was because that gave me the kind of recognition which most actors want.
Right.
Yes, and that was something that I really liked doing. And actually, I can't. So क्या बोलूं? Yeah, it's not being fair to all the others, but the lots coming up.
Yeah.
It's some good stuff coming up. So hoping that.
I think goodbye has come.
Yes, goodbye. See, goodbye for me was party time.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're so
So I had such a blast doing.
I mean, it's translated to your picture.
Yeah. And like जब मैंने रोल सुना तो उसमें कुछ नहीं था. So I told Mukesh Chabra casted me for it, and I said, Mukesh, इसमें तो कुछ भी नहीं है. So I said, चुप करो, just go have a ball, go have party, हर बार roles, go enjoy yourself. So I said, okay, fine, and I'm so glad I did. And the first day when, thankfully, all 10 days I was shooting with Mr. Bachchan.
Wow.
Yeah, I shot for 10 days for the film.
It's like a
Yeah. And the first day was we were sitting, that song which isn't there. So we shot for the song. So, and I was sitting on this chair, and Mr. Bachchan was also sitting on the sofa. So I was on one corner of the sofa, I was in the other. बीच में हमारे चश्मे और फोन रखा हुआ. And I just keep looking like that, I was just, and I've never done this, I've never done this. I've worked with a lot of people, but his energy is wise. His aura is just something. So I thought there were no airs connected. And then I would look back and say, is this so real? And then, I just wrote in my family group, I said, when I was
Oh, yeah, the purpose achieved.
जिंदगी का purpose अब आगे जो भी है यहाँ का and everybody kind of humored me at all because they knew how important and how it was for me to work because it was my bucket list.
Well, I see.
Yeah.
You manifested.
So I done 2 films with Abhishek. We did Run years back, and then we did Manmarja before I did Goodbye. And I just listened to him talk about yes, Mr. Bachchan Senior. Though of course he is also a chip of your quality. Yeah, he's amazing as of course.
Yeah.
But and I say he. Yeah, but he comes chance and
I love it.
And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And he's such a institute.
I think he's this rare combination of being a professional. It's very simple. I mean, I think we all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, you're coming fresh out of that party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a great experience. The cast is so good. Rashmika,
Oh, yeah.
such a cutie. And
Yeah, I don't know.
oh yes. So she still calls me Masi, So all those people, and they knew, sure, please. Coincidentally, Sahil and Payal also were big fans of Mohini Masi from Luck by Chance. And they said, okay, so we have Mohini Masi, now Bianchina Masi. So that was also, yeah. So it was this huge family and it felt so good.
I mean, that's the best part of the process.
Then there was Ellie she's such a sweetheart. So this entire setup was so amazing. Yes, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming up. I can't. I wish I could, but we can't. Not yet.
So, I mean, coming to chat, this Rohani, like, somebody just like, I'm sure people pick up from words. Say, start with that. Sure, it's not an easy fix. And I'm just, it looks it in flower, but sure they are chat. A lot of chat.
So, Somehow I feel that you can only make it here if you're very passionate.
Yeah, I think so. That's right.
हाँ, अगर आपका पैशन जैसे एक डॉक्टर बनने के लिए स्पेशल स्किल्स चाहिए या इंजीनियर बनने के लिए, वैसे ही एक अच्छा एक्टर बनने के लिए आपको स्पेशल you need to be passionate about what and study. अब यहाँ हाँ, so what do you study to be an actor? You have to be very observant. So there was once an interview by Mr. Raj Kapoor Vijay, and he said, you have to be a very keen listener. Wow. If you want to be a good actor. Yeah. And you have to, and this somehow, just stayed with him. In that entire interview, this is all I remember. Because कई चीजें होती है ना, which are meant for you. वो आपके पास रह जाती है, because that line is meant for you. Yeah. That is it. So that, I mean, I saw that interview only because those lines had to be conveyed to me. You were probably seeking. Yes, I was seeking it. Yeah. So that was something that stayed with me.
And that kind of package.
Yeah. So I always tell aspiring actors that have a keen ear, listen, imbibe, and reproduce.
Yeah.
Yes. I have learned so it's as simple as that. पर इन 3 लफ्जों में एक्टिंग की पूरी दुनिया छिपी. Yeah. So it's an entire process to listen, imbibe, and reproduce. इन तीनों का तालमेल बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है.
Get that. Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, coming the spiritual part, I mean, what I can stand from your is that you have that strong side.
Yes, I know that.
So, could you just share something like what are your practices? How helps you in craft?
So, it all started with the Reiki years back, which I did. I did all the levels of Reiki.
What's it that? Just a complete
it started with the fact that I was suffering from a lot of skin issues.
Okay.
And then somebody told me, if you do Reiki, all your, it's probably some kind of toxin. And I did my first level, and when I did this Reiki practice on my entire body, it was full of red rashes. But from then and now, I've not had a skin issue. It just cleansed everything. So that led me to do the second level and the third. And yes, not exactly a master, I haven't practiced, but yes.
But you're
Yes, I am. Then I did a lot of meditation. Yeah. The study of chakras. And I am a total believe in the laws of karmas.
Mhm.
Yeah. Total believe in that. And not just about what you say and what you do, but also in thought. I want to say, yeah, so creating your karmas even in thought is something that I try and consciously look at.
That's fantastic. That's nice.
In fact, there are times when I feel that I'm so busy correcting myself that I kind of don't manifest. And because still it's a process, how it is always a process.
It's a receipt.
Yeah, it does. So I'm still working towards it. I kind of read a lot, I watch a lot. I have a spiritual guide too. In fact, I was with her. Yeah. So she guides me. So basically, one thing led to another. And then there was always this seeking of the Guru. So I have a huge journey with that.
Yeah.
Okay, that
These are like,
no. So I always felt I needed a Guru. And I didn't know where to start because I was very lost.
so many girls.
So many girls. और ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है जो मैंने नहीं किया. Yeah, मंदिर, मस्जिद, गुरुद्वारा, everywhere. And everywhere I learned. Yeah. You pick up pieces. So it's like, you start a journey and then you start narrowing down. Okay. You narrow down and then you come to, okay, this is just seeking. What you need basically is to invoke the God inside.
So, I mean, it's so nice you said that because when I talk to friend guests, whoever, I think the God is me. Yeah, that is the only thought. And it involves them. So, I mean,
So you're a journey of realization. Okay. Basically, what is growth?
religious.
Yes, this is just one self-realization. Self-actualization is
But also realistic. We don't know.
yeah. So इतने धक्के खाए मंदिर मस्जिद गुरुद्वारा कुछ कहीं नहीं छोड़ा लेकिन हाँ but like people who say कि यार इसने इतने धक्के खाए मैंने सीखा मैंने सीखा तो वो सीखा और जब वो सीखा so there was this blessing from the above and I found this guru who just told me that बाहर ढूंढने से कुछ नहीं. If you're born in a certain religion, I was born as something. I come from a city. What do you know of your own religion and your own stuff? So seek there. And you will get all your answers. Yes. So, dhire, I kind of, it's like a strike off. Keep striking off until you come to the focal point. So, I learned it the hard way, but I learned it in a way which was right from now. There's no U-turn. And I know, okay, so it was a long procedure. It took years, but I finally did come to my focal point in life. Yes, where I felt at home. I realized that this is where I want to be in terms of trust. I also realized that it's okay to be religious, but it's so much better to be spiritual. So
I mean, as I say, where religion is
spiritual, yes. So this was a journey for me, an entire journey. Of course, it just started because now starts the new phase in my life. Still going to absolutely.
I'm saying from surviving to living thriving.
Absolutely. So, जिंदगी में अगर मेरे साथ इतना कुछ ना हुआ होता अगर मैं इधर उधर ना भटकी होती और मुझे फर्क ना पता होता तो I would not have been here to kind of enjoy this inverse journey. Wow. So it's all about my inverse journey. Even for me and like I don't know, but I'm enjoying this.
Wow, amazing. So, did you go through your own religious scripture?
Yes, I tried. See, what earlier I could not understand, and I was doing it only out of being a dutifully, ritual. I now do it out of right. And also from God fearing, I became God loving. So I'm Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel he's the only person who loves you back and unconditionally. Doesn't ask you anything. Yeah, love you. Yes. I will last second match. Absolutely. Everybody else needs something in return, except him. And he's all here. He's all here. So it's basically about loving yourself. Yeah. Yeah. So, and in the book, he has this quote from his very famous philosopher who said, if you are unloved a human being, you are not loved. It means that. And then it comes to even that form, you're supposed to love each other. They're all one big family. So, I resonate with this. So, how was your first meeting at your coincidentally, my guru was not in his Tuesday form when I got initiated course. And it's somehow something that shifted within me. And there was this one or two incidences which happened in my life, which had influenced was alcohol. Yeah. So, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what it was. Yeah. So what mattered was that, I had this question and I had to see, I was seeking. So this kind of endorsed the fact that he's the one I was seeking. And I also realized that he was one of the most simplest human beings when he was in his body form. Yeah. And देखा जाए तो पत्थर में भी शिव है तो मेरे लिए वो फोटो ही भगवान थी मेरे लिए वो फोटो ही सब कुछ थी I am a great believer of Guru Gobind Singh. He's my and he's my soul poster on the wall. Yes, I don't be. I've seen that in so he's always been my right. So people the nowadays he was more the calm one, whereas Guru Gobind Singh is the fighter, the warrior. And I kind of really relate to him and kind of worship. He was strong. So when my guru kind of showed me that I was in the right direction, I just did it and yes, this is the entire process. So when I got this, go ahead, I'm on the right track. Then I surrender. And when you surrender, that's the time you realize how easy it is. इतना लंबा चढ़ा बैगेज लेके घूमते हैं I realized it's just so simple. You said it right. Yes, yes. And, let our Guruji made this entire journey so simple. कि अच्छा तुम्हें नींद आती है तो तुम चाय पी लो तुम्हें भूख लग रही है तुम खा लो लेकिन उसके बाद get into the practice. Then you have no reason to say कि I can't concentrate. What you know, okay, I can't sit for 2 hours. Okay, fine. Eat, drink, be alert, but do it. So this is one. Yeah, very simple. Yeah. And you realize that, it's so simple. And हम क्या करते हैं तो दिन so एक टाइम था जब मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगता था कि मैं ना तीर्थ यात्रा I'm going here I'm going here and it's like that's not where you see God. That is just वो आप अपने घर के अंदर बैठ के भी you can just do it anywhere and everywhere. So that entire journey for me has been,
like you said, it's all inward.
yes, it's not going outwards, it's going inwards. That makes it so good. That's where it's right.
So nice coming from you. So on a daily basis, like you have, you know, morning, like 2 hours, 3 hours of me time where you do stuff, like what all you do to gain the stats, get them to
Let's see, you know, all these years, I was working like an, sorry to use the term, like an so I was working 25 days a month because I was doing a lot of activity and I had no time to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided that I need to slow down. I slowed down and then I took a pause. And then I realized that because simple areas.
Why would you want to quit?
Yeah. Because I was like, I'm getting burnt out. I was actually getting burnt out. So I said, अब तो ये कर लिया, अब क्या? I was hitting a dead wall and I reached that phase when I wasn't liking what I did. There was too much of effort required in trying to make everything look so genuine when you do it day in and day out and you do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I felt I was not creating it.
As an artist, that's the
Yeah. So I decided, I said, no, I need to restructure myself. And that's when OTT came into being.
Oh, nice. Right time.
The right timing. But as an actor, as a TV actor, you're so used to having something coming in every month. Then the switch from TV to the other mediums is something that makes you insecure.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Because you work from project to project. Okay. And you only get paid when you have a project.
Oh, you mean it's very short?
It's very short. But then then started my entire process of unlearning. And I came to terms with the fact कि जो आप 25 दिन में पूरे महीने में वहाँ क्रिएट करते हैं ऑन टीवी, यहाँ शायद आप सिर्फ 5 दिन में करते हैं. Yes. और आपको उन्हीं में सब कुछ करना है. The challenge lies there. So how do you prepare? 20-22 साल की कंडीशनिंग आपकी हुई है टीवी की, तो आपको अनलर्न करना पड़ता है. But I did start this shift about 7 years back, but 5 years back, I said, okay, enough. Now I have to move on. How can you imagine? And then I'm still learning that that's entire thing about, okay, I don't have to shoot every day. So I have time for myself. So I've got into gardening and I've got into a lot of things. And I feel, there's so much more I can do in life. Initially, time nahi hota. Ab dheere dheere, I'm kind of talking with myself. When I realized, and this is how it is. And now, yes, it's lost me, and I'm loving this phase.
Right. So you have this like meditation, affirmation, like just good tips do, because I'm sure it also improves your craft.
It does. My routine is not fixed. Meditation. I know. So जो ये कहें कि मैं सुबह 7 बजे उठी और 7:13 तक मैं मेडिटेशन करती हूँ और 7:14 से 7:35 तक मैं नहीं, मैं सब कुछ नहीं. Yes. No, I don't. I'm a late riser. I should not be very proud of saying this, but I was
Harry, so I got to but I see it for a while. And I don't like this. But then when people ask, they can be on that.
okay, yes. New terminology and your times. I'm against this. Yeah. So, whenever I wake up, so I have no kind of timings for my meditation. I do it when I want to. I I do it if I'm shooting. I never get time to do it because then you're working for about 14, 15 hours a day.
I'm sure it's meditating.
It's meditation.
Yeah. Even no,
You don't. You don't.
yeah. So I mean, is there a particular method? Like, would you like talk about it? Do you follow some method?
I don't know what this method is called, but it's all about first letting all your thoughts,
Absolutely.
observing all your thoughts. First, it's not about observing, first, just about letting all your thoughts come in. Then it's about observing your thought. Then it's about deleting your thoughts. Then it's about observing your breath. Okay. And then I get into that state of lotus. Yes. Yeah. But the thing is, there are times when I achieve it, there are times that I don't. I mean, just make sure. So, जब वो आप उस स्टेट में चले जाते हैं तो कई बार कितना भी टाइम निकल जाता है and you don't feel like I'm not great. And there are times when I'm really struggling and I don't achieve anything. It's just totally fine. I don't have to prove anything to it. It's for me.
You follow the affirmations or
There's a lot I know about affirmations. I realized that fear is something that you need to kick out of your life. The biggest and biggest barrier in your life is fear.
they're showing the child you took a process you
Yes,
had a lot.
I had a lot. And I was limiting myself as an individual when I was fearful. And there's a lot of that lot went in to make me this fearful person. And taking away that fear made me such a free spirited person.
That you have seen
Yes,
reliance expanded.
yes.
I think that also when you
Yes,
take something like a dog.
adapt.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And it was a series. I went through something called local healing where you heal right from the womb. Inner child. I did my inner child. I did my womb healing.
Wow.
And then, yes, with some positive. And that brought out a lot. So it lets you, basically, she takes you to that space where there is something unpleasant, the trauma. So you hit upon that trauma, and that's when you take it out from the roots. Yes, yes.
Okay. Wonderful.
A series of yes, yes, a lot of it. So it was an entire series. I don't know how many we went through, and there are certain things that I hit upon which I didn't even know existed in me.
It's potential born back to life.
Oh my God, what an experience!
Made outside of mind and confidence. Share it with me because you have to flow.
उस वक्त मुझे ये नहीं था कि how is this going to help me?
Yeah. We should take it.
You don't know. I don't.
Fine.
Yeah.
How that
Will be good.
I mean,
But yes.
wow.
And I went through so much, even in this lifetime, things that I have totally forgotten. I never knew existed, even somewhere in the corner of my memory. And suddenly you hit upon it when you're going, and it's almost magical.
It's beyond the physical.
And then you realize, oh my God, this was hurting. It was hurting.
It's like that poem.
Exactly.
It's just
And you kind of, you kind of take on that on and so much of peace
away from being
thing. It's such a beautiful process. And I think only people who go through it know the difference.
So I think, Mommy, I urge you all to get in touch with our concept. Let's start the show. If you want to get into a China meeting or pin-down session, we have an example here.
Yes.
So, yes, there's also, guys, it's very survival. Right, so I think, great, I think let's get on to the rapid fire now.
Okay.
Because any thing that I have missed on that you want to share?
There was besides this, there was also a lot of reading and a lot of visual media that I read. So I discovered the visual medium. And reading तो बहुत सालों से कर ही रहे थे.
You mean visualization?
हाँ, नहीं visual media in terms of like you don't just use phone for Instagram reading. There's a lot you have. Like yes, a lot of visual media that I went through on YouTube and other things where I discovered a lot of things.
And you being a follower
Yes. And all his videos.
like you have done here.
No, I haven't. I wanted to, but somehow never had the time. Now is the time when I want to. Now, yes.
Thanks to Bonnie, is the follower. Okay, they should have it also. Every thing they have for some stuff. So you see his follower there.
Yes, I saw it.
And after I have an extremely strong addiction with them. In fact, all I'm doing is the friends. And I can sense it when a person is connected. Like when there's some thought or that comes to me. I found like I have made right. And I think he's kind of sitting on
Yes.
certainly.
So basically, I realized that all these people who guide you have similar things to say.
So one goal.
Yes, they all have just one thing to say, and it's very similar because I remember I was listening to Sadhguru and somebody asked him, why do you need a guru? So he says he's a man who's traveled the path I've traveled. And he kind of makes that path for you, which says, यहाँ मत जाना, it's Krishna. That's what a guru is all about.
Was it Jesus?
That's good.
No, so that's how sweet.
That's something like that.
You have like a bit wrong. I mean, depending on what stage you are.
Yes,
Something beyond.
from everyone. Yes.
And it'd be stupid to kind of have just one who and the whole thing acting. I think that's what we
Yes.
want to go on and start being on. It's such a thing that to stop around a lot of that.
Oh,
No, I mean, it's very, very honestly then. And I think you're ready or what? Maybe all time religious, I'm sure you are.
absolutely. Sure.
And then I'm a boss.
Yes.
It's fine. All right. And he says, still don't know as well.